What's good, Bass Drop Militia? Bass Drop Keys here. I'm your friendly neighborhood Negro, and welcome to another episode of Good Eats. In today's episode, I'm going to show you how to make medicated blueberry muffins from scratch. Let's go ahead and get into it. Let's do it. All right, so first things first, let's go ahead and get into the ingredients that you're going to need. You're going to need 1.5 cups of flour, 3/4 cup canna sugar, 1/4 teaspoon of canna salt, 2 teaspoons of baking powder, 1/3 cup of canna oil, 1 egg, 1/3 cup of milk, 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract, and a cup of blueberries. So now that you know what we need, let's go ahead and get into it. Here we go. All right, so this recipe that we're doing will make you 8 to 10 big muffins, or you can do mini muffins if you want to. The first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and preheat our oven to 400 degrees. We're going to start with our dry ingredients. We're going to go ahead and take our 1.5 cups of flour and put it into our mixing bowl. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and add the sugar. Now the recipe calls for 3/4 cup of sugar. What I'm going to do is, because I want these to be 70 milligrams a piece for these particular muffins, is we're going to do 3/4 cup of sugar, but half of it is going to be canna sugar. The other half is going to be regular sugar. Let's add that. The next step is we're going to add our canna salt. We're going to add 1/4 teaspoon of canna salt. We're going to be medicating these muffins 3 ways: canna sugar, canna salt, and canna oil, but we'll get to that in a minute. The next thing is we're going to go ahead and put in 2 teaspoons of baking powder, not baking soda, baking powder. That's what's going to help the muffins rise for us. And so what you're going to do now that you have all your dry ingredients inside of your mixing bowl, we're going to go ahead and whisk that up. Very nice. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take a measuring cup, and we're going to go ahead and do our wet ingredients. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and take 1/3 cup of canna oil and put it inside of the measuring cup. That's 420 milligrams of THC right there. We're going to go ahead and put in 1 egg. After we put in the egg, we're going to go ahead and take our milk, and we're going to go ahead and fill it up until it hits that 1 cup line. It's about 1/3 cup of milk, or maybe a little bit more, but you're just going to fill it up until it hits that 1 cup line. Go ahead and put in your 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla extract in, and we're going to go ahead and whisk that up, making sure that everything is mixed the way it's supposed to be. You want everything to be dissolved and combined very well. All right, so now that we've done that, we're going to go ahead and take our wet mix, and we're going to pour it inside our dry mix inside of our mixing bowl. Now, what we're going to do here is we're going to go ahead and take a fork, and we're going to go ahead and combine this together. I want you to notice that I'm actually mixing this and not whipping it. You don't want to whip it. You don't want to over mix it, because that's going to make your muffins be flat and heavy, and that's not what we want. So take a fork, and you want to go ahead and combine your ingredients, combine it, but don't beat it. Mix it together until you have it this consistency right here. This is about the right consistency that you want to have it. The next thing is you want to go ahead and take your blueberries. Now I got these right from the supermarket, so what I did was I just put them in a strainer, and I went ahead and washed them, cleaned them just in case. And so now we're going to add our blueberries into our mix, and I'm taking a silicone spatula and I'm folding the blueberries in. You want to be careful when you're doing this, because you want to try not to bust open your blueberries, you know what I mean? So you want to go ahead and fold it in, and then at the same time, remember, you don't want to overmix your batter. So go ahead and take a silicone or rubber spatula and fold in your blueberries. That's awesome right there. Amazing. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and get our pans together. Now, like I said, you can do 8 to 10 big muffins with this. I'm going to do 10 big muffins with mine. So let's go ahead and set up the cups. I mean, you can spray non-stick spray inside of the cups here, or you can actually just put paper, the paper cups in like I'm doing to make everything a little bit more cleaner whenever we go to take it out and everything. So you want to go ahead and put your mix inside of your cups. You want to fill this to the top. Some recipes they call for like 2/3. You fill it up 2/3. On ours, we're going to go ahead and fill this up to the top. And so once you do that, you can see that we've made 10 muffins, which look amazing. Look at that. Look at those whole blueberries into that. Amazing. With those cups that's open, you see we have a cup open on each tray. You want to go ahead and put some water in there, 1 to 2 tablespoons of water in each one. That's going to help it bake evenly throughout the baking process. And so once you have your batter put inside of your muffin cups, what you want to do is we want to give this little crunch on the outside of the muffin. So if you got some canna sugar left, go ahead and sprinkle it over that. I'm going to take some of this regular granulated sugar, and we're going to go ahead and sprinkle it over our muffin mix. Very nice. Now, we have everything set up the way we need it to. The only thing that we have to do now is go ahead and put it inside of our oven and let this thing bake. We're going to let it bake for 15 to 20 minutes. This is actually going to go for the full 20 minutes right here. And so I'm going to go ahead and let this go for 20 minutes, and then we'll see you as soon as this is finished. So let me go ahead and let this go, and I'll be right back. Okay, so it's been 20 minutes. You know when it's time to take out your muffin by using the toothpick test. Put a toothpick in the middle of your muffin. If it comes out clean or a little bit of crumbs, they're ready to go. So we're going to go ahead and take these out. We're going to go ahead and set these up and put them on our cooling tray. And voila, that's it. Medicated, homemade blueberry muffins. We made these from scratch. We medicated these 3 different ways: can of salt, can of sugar, can of oil. These are 70 milligrams of THC per muffin. Now we'll have a video coming out explaining in detail how to calculate your dosage. That video is coming up pretty soon, but these are 70 milligrams per muffin. So I hope that this video helped you guys out, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate you. Make sure you look at the other videos that's on the Good Eats playlist. Thank you so much. As always, peace.